Hello, I'm back for my second demonstration for Mama Makes. This time we're going to be using the stamp where it's a girl sort of blowing a kiss. As you can see, there is loads of sentiments on here again. Make a wish, follow your dream and let the adventure unfold. Always believe something magical is going to happen. Sending all my love, chase your dreams. If you stumble, make it part of the dance. And throw kindness like confetti. What we're going to do first off is I've got an A4 piece of watercolour card. This is from the Pink Ink ladies. I love this card, really brilliant for when I'm using my distress inks to colour in, which is what I'm going to be doing shortly. Using my VersaFine, I'm just going to stamp this image up. As you can see, it's quite a substantial size. You can take my hand, the size of my hand, to the actual image. You can see that it's quite substantial. So again, I have to put my card on the side, and I am going to stamp her on this edge. Pressing down. Takes me a little while because she is such a big image, just to make sure we've got all the ink transferred. There we go. I've then cut the image again using some paper that I've made sticky, and I'm just going to pop that over the top of the image, because we're going to be using some paint and sprays and I want to keep that nice and clean. What I'm going to be using is the 13 Arts rainbow colours. So I'm going to use the darkest one first, and I'm just going to sprinkle. Doesn't look like there's a lot going on, but believe me, there will be a pop of colour shortly. So I've used the indigo violet, and then I'm going to use the lilac, and then pink. There we go. Pop a few there as well. Then with my water spray, I just double check that's all down how I want it, and then we're just going to spray, and then you will see all those lovely colours spring to life in the background. How cool is that? Love it. Cool, isn't it? So then what you can do is you can make it all travel, and the whole reason of using an A4 piece of card is so you cut down what you want, and then you've got another piece for another background later on. Okie dokie. So what I will do is I'll leave that to dry. So I'll pop that to one side, just mop up a bit of water. As you can see, it all went on the card, so I had no wastage. Pop those rainbow colours to one side. Let that dry naturally, or you can use a heat gun if you so wish. Again, I'm not going to use my heat gun because it does make a lot of noise, but here's one I've already done. So I've cut this to the size that I wanted it, and I've already coloured in her face, her hands, her feet and her hair. Obviously I'm trying to keep with the colours that I've used in the background. So I used Tattered Rose for her skin colour, and a little bit of worn lipstick just for her cheeks, and then I used for her hair, which I'll be showing you what to do in another demonstration, I've used Seedless Preserves, Picked Raspberry and Faded Jeans. But like I say, I'll show you the hair, how we do the hair in the next demonstration. I had to do a little bit just to save time, so what I'm going to do is just show you how to use your oxides to colour in, paint in her clothing. So I'm using Faded Jeans. Obviously they're going to be jeans, and a little bit of water and just drag that through. Where the crease is, the line is, sorry, in her jeans, I'll make that a little bit darker. Then we do the same with the other leg. There we go. Obviously at home you can take your time, but I'm having to do a bit of speed crafting today. So if you think, oh, it's not really what I'd like, what you can do is dry it and then apply more of the ink. So pretend I've dried it, and then I'm just going to add a bit more dark down that side and just there. What you can do, if you think I've gone too dark, get a piece of kitchen paper and blot it off a little bit, and then you can just add it on lighter. Like I say, you've got more time at home. Now, as you can see, which I've done on purpose just to show you, I've gone on a foot. So all you need to do is get some clean water, ink that on, pop that on the ink and blot it off, and keep doing that until you're happy. Then get your tattered rose back. I only need the tiniest of bits for this. Pick it up and colour it back in. There you go. So that's her jeans done. Then we'll have seedless preserve. No, we won't. We'll have picked raspberry for a top. As you can see, I've put far too much ink on my glass mat, but that doesn't matter. Again, I'm going to go in and paint. Taking your time when you're at home, but I'm having to go a bit quicker today. You can use your normal distress inks to do this technique as well. You could always use your rainbow colours, which I use for the background. You can use that with some water and use that as a paint. So much you can do. So it wants to be a little bit darker under her armpits, so I'll get a little bit of seedless preserve. As you can see, it is only a tiny bit, and just take that just to make it a little bit darker down that side, just to give a bit of shadow. There we go. So got that ink there, we're not going to waste it. Quick spritz using my book that I used for my previous demo. Pop that on and just drag it. There we go. Put that to one side. So that's her done in that, the colouring in part. So now I'm going to stamp a sentiment. I went through all the sentiments before, but there's one that I really like, and that's always believe something magical is going to happen. And I think with how things are at the minute, we're all hoping that's going to happen. So using my VersaFine Claire, ink that up. I'm going to pop it in this top left corner. There we go. Give that a good squeeze. There we go. There's one thing I haven't done, is I haven't used the black soot. That is for grounding her, because at the minute she's looking like she's floating up in the air. Bit more water on my brush. There we go, and we're just gonna pop it on the bottom there and spread it out a bit. That way we've grounded her so she doesn't look like she's floating in the air, and it's giving it the shadow. There we go. But not too dark, so you can still see the colour underneath. Knock that little bit up. with my kitchen roll that I'm using for my inks for the watercolouring, I don't throw those away. I'll leave them to dry, and then I've got them for using with mixed media in backgrounds just to add a bit of texture. So that's just a little tip. So what we're going to do now, I've already got a piece of card that I've scored in half. This is roughly 5x7, and I'm going to mat it because I've used the black ink line and the black ink for the wording. I've matted it onto some black. Get some glue this time, making sure that's the right way. Now to me, she looks like she's blowing kisses. So what I've done, stick that on there. I've die cut some little hearts. I had a die cut and it had loads of tiny little hearts in it. So using, I've used the mop up really from when I sprayed it a little bit earlier on, went all on my craft mat, so I used it to pick it up. So they're actually darker pinks from my rainbow colour. So I had some on a mat, so I used it as a mop up, and this is what I got. So it's all quite nice and mottled, but nice and bright, because I needed it to be brighter than the background to lift it up. So like I say, I think she's blowing kisses. So I'm just going to pop a tiny bit of glue and pick up a heart. Yeah, I don't want to cover the words, so I'll just put some little blobs of glue just so I can get the smallest of the hearts coming like she's blowing kisses. Oops. So again, you could always use this for a anniversary card, Valentine's Day card, so with her blowing the kisses, but you could also use glitter as well. So if you had like a unicorn stamp, she could be blowing the glitter to the unicorn and things like that. They're quite versatile, these stamps. And again, like I said before, great to use with the children being off school for them to colour in and get nice and messy. So I'm just picking up these little hearts. So they're cascading down. Oops. Getting away from me. And then I've got some bigger ones that I've cut just to be on the floor. So it looks like she's already sent those and they fell on the floor. There we go. You could then pop glitter on the top of them as well if you wanted when the glue's dry. So then that way they'd have a bit more bling. Or if you've got a glitter pen, add some on there. You know, the sparkle pens. And do it that way. Loads of things you can be doing. There we go. That's the last one because I'm starting to faff now. So last one. There we go. So that is my second demonstration using Mama Makes brand new stamps. Hope you liked it. Thank you.